What if I told you that your cat has clear rules for living with you? Would you be able to say what they are? A lot of people who have a cat think they know. But for cats, food, water, and attention are not enough. There are rules they expect you to understand, even though they never spell them out. They are tiny everyday things your cat is watching all the time. And if you keep breaking those rules the way most people do without realizing, they will not come over and complain. They will just start trusting you less, little by little, in silence. Let's start with the rule almost everyone gets wrong. 1. Staring into your cat's eyes. Have you ever looked straight into your cat's eyes and felt confused when they suddenly turned their face away? Maybe you thought it was nothing. Maybe you thought they just got distracted. But what was really happening was something else. In cat language, staring into the eyes is not affection. It is a challenge. When you stare at your cat and hold that gaze for too long, even for just a few seconds, they may understand that as a threat. This comes from instinct. In nature, when two cats stare at each other for a long time, it usually means a fight is about to happen. So every time you stare into those beautiful eyes thinking you are creating a special moment, your cat may be sitting there wondering why you are acting like you want to start trouble. A study published in the journal Animal Cognition showed that cats avoid people who stare directly at them, but approach people who blink slowly and look away. That is not a coincidence. That is your cat showing you how they understand things. The right way is simple. Look at them calmly, blink slowly, and then look away. In the world of cats, that is how you say I love you. And if you were doing this without knowing, that is okay. But pay very close attention to the last part of this video, because the place where your cat sleeps at night shows whether they have already forgiven you for breaking rules like this. The answer may surprise you. 2. Petting them for too long without stopping. Why does your cat go from purring on your lap to biting your hand out of nowhere? To you, it feels like you did nothing wrong. But the truth is, you did. You just did not notice when it was time to stop. Cats have a neurological limit for physical touch. When you go past that limit, what started out feeling good becomes too much stimulation. And when that happens, your cat is not being mean. They are letting you know you went too far. Researchers call this petting-induced aggression. This happens because repeated touch on the skin starts irritating the nerve receptors. It is like when someone keeps rubbing the same spot on your arm without stopping. At first it feels pleasant, then it starts to bother you, and then it becomes unbearable. The signs appear before the bite. The tail starts moving in a more tense way. The ears lower a little. The skin on the back gives small twitches. Most cat owners do not notice any of this because they are too focused on how cute the moment seems. The rule is simple. Pet your cat for a short time. When you notice any of these signs, stop. Let your cat decide when they want more. This is not rejection. It is your cat showing you how they like to receive affection. 3. Messing with their favorite spot. You know that little corner where your cat always sleeps? What happens when you move the blanket, rearrange the couch, or throw away that old box they loved? Most cat owners do not think much about this. To you, you are just tidying up the house. But to your cat, you just messed with something that belonged to them. Cats do not see your home the way you do. They understand the world through scent and territory. Every place they choose becomes marked with pheromones from their face and paws. That is their way of saying, "This is mine. This is safe. I belong here." So when you take their favorite blanket to another room or move the furniture around, your cat does not just get annoyed. They feel lost. The safety they had created in that space suddenly disappears. And they do not understand why. A study from the Journal of Feline Medicine and Surgery showed that changes in the environment are among the biggest stress triggers for indoor cats. Something simple like Moving a cat bed to the other side of the room can cause anxiety, loss of appetite, and even make a cat avoid the litter box. The rule here is to respect what they have chosen as theirs. If your cat chose a place, that was not random. It was a choice. And if you really need to change something, do it gradually. Change a little at a time so they can adapt without feeling like their safe little corner disappeared overnight. 4. Talking to them while they eat. Do you usually talk to your cat while they are eating? Maybe you stand near the bowl saying something sweet while they chew. Seems harmless, right? But your cat does not understand it that way. Not at all. In nature, mealtime is one of the most vulnerable moments for any cat. The head is down, the senses are focused on food, and their guard is lower than at any other time of day. That instinct does not disappear just because they live indoors. So when you stand over the bowl, talk to them, or try to pet them in the middle of a meal, your cat's survival brain goes on alert. They cannot fully relax enough to eat, because part of their mind is now paying attention to you. Even if they do not run away, the stress is happening on the inside. You just cannot see it. What shows up later is the result. Cats who feel pressured while eating may start eating too fast, and that can cause vomiting, food guarding, or even make them avoid the bowl. And in homes with more than one cat, this can also happen even when you are not nearby. When the bowls are too close together, the presence of another cat creates the same pressure. So even if you walk away, they still do not feel safe enough to eat at their own pace. The rule is simple. When your cat is eating, give them space. Do not talk, do not touch, and do not stand over them. And if you have more than one cat, each one needs to have their own place to eat. Those few minutes at the bowl belong to them, and only them. Tell me in the comments if you usually talk to your cat while they eat and how they react. I'm really curious to know. And while you're here, leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel so YouTube will show you all our videos whenever I post. 5. Ignoring your cat when you get home. When you get home after a long day, what is the first thing you do? Toss your keys somewhere, check your phone, take off your shoes. But have you ever noticed whether your cat was there waiting for you? Most people walk right past without even thinking. To you, it is not a big deal. You are tired, distracted, and you pet them later. But to your cat, that moment matters a lot. Cats do not greet for no reason. When your cat shows up at the door or watches you come in from across the room, they are making a choice. They are acknowledging your arrival and expecting you to acknowledge their presence too. This is not neediness. It is a social ritual that cats take seriously. Researchers who study feline behavior have found that cats create greeting patterns with their owners, the same way they do with other cats they trust. A calm approach, the tail held up, maybe a soft meow. That is their way of saying, "I saw that you came home and I am happy you are here." When you ignore that moment, your cat does not make a scene. They simply register it. And over time, those ignored greetings start piling up. They go to the door less often. They stop meowing when you come in, not because they stopped caring, but because they learned that you do not follow this rule. The solution takes 3 seconds. When you come home, slow blink at your cat. Say something calmly, "That is it. That was all they wanted from you." 6. The secret behind where your cat sleeps with you at night. Have you ever stopped to think about why your cat chooses to sleep where they sleep? Maybe they sleep on your chest at the foot of the bed or in another room of the house. You probably never gave much importance to this, but that choice is one of the most honest things your cat can show you. Remember when we talked about staring into your cat's eyes and how they may understand that as a threat? This is where everything comes together, because the place where your cat sleeps is the clearest verdict on how safe they feel near you. A cat who sleeps on your chest or curled up near your face is saying something very powerful. They are in the most vulnerable moment possible, in their deepest sleep, right beside the person they trust most. This is not just comfort. It is total trust. A cat who sleeps at the foot of the bed also trusts you, but keeps a bit of distance. They want to stay close, but they also want an easy way out. This is not rejection. This is a cat who is still learning your patterns and trying to make sure they can fully let their guard down around you. And a cat who sleeps in another room? That does not mean they do not love you, but it may mean that something in your routine is making them feel unsafe. Maybe it is one of the things we talked about today, something you were doing without even realizing. The good part is that none of this has to be permanent. Every day is a new chance to follow the rules your cat was hoping you would understand. And now you know what they are. In the video on the screen, I talk about 11 strange things only cats can see and hear, but you cannot. That video complements the one you just watched by showing scientifically how incredible cats are. I'll see you there.